how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a product review. Now this is a little outside of my wheelhouse, but the people over at KeySmart got in touch with me and asked if they could send me one of these for review. And so I quickly hopped over to their website and made sure it was the one I was used to. I'd seen KeySmart before and I've never really tried it, but I've been really curious. So when they said, hey, we'd like to send you one along with a bunch of accessories, I said, yeah, sure, go ahead. I mean, the worst that can happen is I just really hate it and I don't recommend it. And I said that to them. I said, if I hate it, I'm just going to say so. And they said, hey, that's fine. So they sent me this. This is the KeySmart Pro, which has a couple of interesting features. I'll get this out in a second. They also sent along a number of little attachments for this. So there's a number of options. I'm not sure. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to use all of these at the same time. I'm going to have to, over the next few weeks or so, kind of switch these out, try different ones, and they're all named after, or they're all kind of done in an animal theme. So we've got an owl, and a shark, and a bear, and a tyrannosaurus. I guess this is a dinosaur head, and a wolf. So I don't know which one I'm going to put on first. I guess maybe we'll try to do this one initially and see how it works. It's the biggest of them all, so I suspect that'd be the one I'd like the least, just because I feel like it'd be the most intrusive. And then they also sent along one of these magnetic key holders. Now I'm a little hesitant to try this, guys. I really am, because I'm afraid it's just a magnet, so it could lose my keys. We'll see. I'll give it a try, see if I'm confident about it or not. And then finally, we have the KeySmart thing itself. Check out the packaging quickly before I get into it. I will say this, the packaging is pretty nicely done, and to me, if I saw this hanging on a store shelf, I would be inclined to check it out and maybe think about buying it. Anyway, we haven't got to the price point yet, but the KeySmart Pro is fairly steep. By the way, I have opened this up before. It has to be charged, so this whole video wasn't going to work unless I previously opened it and charged it up. So I've done that. There's a little card. Please charge your KeySmart before use, or KeySmart Pro. Get the box out of the way, and let's take a look at this guy. Okay, so there's the charging cable. And there's the KeySmart Pro itself. Now this has some interesting stuff that it can do, but I'm going to save that for the full review. I'm not going to go and start talking about all the features and functions this has, but it has a flashlight, if I can find it somewhere. So a little flashlight, and it has a find your key function, so that you have an app on your phone and you can press a button and this will go off, signal an alarm on here so that you can go find it. So I'm not too worried about that right now. I'll talk about that when we get to the full review. For now, what I'd like to figure out is, how hard is this to set up? Is it a huge pain in the neck? Do all my keys fit on it? And the other thing is, remember, the cheapest version of this, it keeps disappearing, sorry guys, but the cheapest version of this is like 19 bucks. And of course, a keyring is, I don't know, a few cents. So there's that to think about as well. Now I will say this one is like 60 bucks Canadian, probably 40 US, something like that. So that's sort of a consideration as well. Okay, so let me get some of this stuff out of the packaging. I'll be able to bring it back and show it to you, and then we'll actually go ahead. I'm going to take all my keys off my other key ring. I had this one just to show you. So I'll take the keys off, get the stuff out of the package, and then we'll see how it goes trying to set this thing up. Okay, so I've got all the little tools taken off the back here. Cut them all off they were all attached by zip ties, 0560 to make short work of the zip ties. That was good. So now we've got all these little tools, and I'm going to pop this guy open and see how that goes. So on here, I'm trying to be fast about this because we're filming. Don't know if anyone noticed, but Nick Shabazz recently got a Spyderco Nirvana. That'll be interesting to see his discussion of that. I've already, probably like all of you, watched Dr. Frunke's discussion of the Nirvana, and I'm really looking forward to it. I actually have one coming myself, but like usual, living in Canada means I'm going to be a little late to the party, so probably sometime in the next few weeks you will see that discussion. Okay, so what we have here are all these little spacers, as well as the little clip thing. So I'm going to take these spacers off, all but one. I'm assuming that I'm supposed to leave one on the bottom. I didn't read the instructions. Why bother with that, right? So here's the bottom side of the KeySmart. And let's go ahead and try putting some keys on here and see how it goes. So I think the keys are supposed to sit in this configuration. So you have one here and one here. Then you pop a spacer on. And you go with another one. So one here. And whoops. And one here. Uh-oh. So we've already found one little problem. This doesn't fit through this key, so I'm going to have to wait. Should fit through this key just fine, and I keep knocking that off. It's kind of a pain in the neck. Okay, so, all right, there we go. Now, here's where things are going to get interesting because I need to have more space. This is supposed to hold 10 keys. I'm thinking 5 on each side. We've got 2 on so far. And of course, now I've got extra threading here that I've got to use, but it's going to get a little bit awkward. As you can see, I've got to use both sides of this screw. Now, I get that. I don't know how else you would achieve what they're trying to do here. Let's see. So if I flip, just got to think about this. When I flip this over, that means these keys have to go the opposite to what I've already got going on here. Okay. Oh, hold on. I want this guy on here. All right. That's going to count as one key. Not sure how I feel about that. All right, so you can see there's a little awkwardness here. I'm going to pause this, get it the rest of the way set up. You're probably bored enough, and I'll come back when I have it all put together. Just wanted to stop here for 1 second and show when I tried to flip this over, it all fell apart. So it takes a little bit of concentration to get this to sit right. I haven't figured out the best way yet, but perhaps I will. I'll play with this for a couple more minutes, and then I'll come back when I have it fully up and running. Okay, so I finally got this all together. It is a little bit of a challenge, guys, no question. And then I do have some extra washers left over. Presumably I could fit more keys on here. I got 6 on, I got 5 on, plus this little guy that's a bottle opener, which, I don't know, like I kind of feel like this is needed, so I don't want to not have it because I want to be able to use this guy on here to connect to my car keys. Okay, so this is how we've got the setup going so far. I will say I tried a couple of these little tools and I learned that as I'm working on this, these are really not meant for the KeySmart itself. These are all little pry tools. They are really cool looking little tools, but they don't really go with the KeySmart. They're more meant to go on a regular key ring. And the reason I know that to be a fact is because I tried a number of these and none of the holes on the tools themselves fit very well in the KeySmart. The only one that fits is like this one and this one. Now this one doesn't fit either. This one has a bigger hole. The problem is when you open this up, the bottle opener function I don't think would work right. So I really don't think these are designed to go on the KeySmart. Okay, this one I suppose could probably fit, but you would lose, you're using up a ton of your available space doing that. And you lose a lot of the functionality of the tool. So once again, you know, I think the idea here is that this clips onto your belt and your keychain is on here. So I just had kind of misunderstood the application that I was supposed to make of these little tools. All right, so I've got the KeySmart set up. It wasn't that bad. Now, obviously, there's some challenges here. So if you carry way more keys than 5 or 6 or 7 keys, like I think after putting this back together, I had quite a bit of threading left and I was able to close it a lot. So I think, and I'll kind of quickly demonstrate this for you right now. So I can back this off quite a bit. Right, and I could probably fit one more key in there and catch the thread. So it claims 10 keys, which would be 5 on each side. I maybe I'm doing something wrong. If you know, put it in the comments below, or maybe I'll figure it out in the meantime. But I don't think I could get 10 keys on here to save my life. I will give this a try. It's nice and magnetic, so it sticks to everything. I'll pop this guy on here. Maybe I'll do that really quickly on camera, and then we'll call it a day. There we go. So this guy pops on pretty easily. There we go. And to get it apart, wow, it's a really strong magnet. So I'll throw my truck keys on there. Now, I will say this. I don't like driving with this hanging off. So I'll likely pull this off, put it in my pocket, drive with my truck key with just this on. I've read a couple of places. I could be totally wrong, but it feels like it's easy to do. So I've read a couple of places that weight always hanging off your key, your ignition switch is not always good for it. So anyway, that's my initial setup of the KeySmart. I hope it didn't bore you to death too badly. I did have some struggles along the way, but overall it seems reasonably user-friendly. I will use this, I will carry it, I'll get it all set up with the key find function and the flashlight and everything else so that it's all working right. And then after, a month or so, I will come back and let you know how it all worked out for me. Again, check the links down below for the budget option. I'll put a link to KeySmart as far on their website. The one that's kind of most prominent is this one, but I'll put Amazon links as well as the links to the KeySmart website down in the description box in case you want to pick one up for yourself. Otherwise, if you want to wait around and see what I have to say about it, we'll just give it some time and I'll kind of talk about it as we go along. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll talk to you soon.